the truth! You can't handle the truth!
I was going to do a video about a subject I found a little information about that kind of opened my eyes, and it turned out to be a little bit bigger deep dive than I thought and everything. I got more information on it I'm going to look into as I go along here. But the idea is about a zombie apocalypse, a created zombie apocalypse, if you will. Not so much where we talk about where people are bitten and all of a sudden they get the zombie disease, but it's a created, man-made, created, or affected disorder that's going on. And we've seen evidence of this quite a few movies from 1968, starting with Night of the Living Dead was one of the main ones that a lot of people seen, and maybe you've seen it yourself. But it went on to the next one, Dawn of the Dead, and in 1979, and then 1980, and so forth. There's so many more. Night of the Comet, Day of the Dead, Return of the Living Dead, Day of the Dead, and so forth and so on. We even had the video did Zombie High, Return of the Living Dead Part 2, Pet Cemetery, Brain Dead, The Dead Hate the Living, versus 28 days later. And then the one that came on the scenes and started taking people's attention strongly in 2002 was Resident Evil. And all the series that came after that. After that, it seemed like there was an explosion of zombie movies, especially Resident Evil and Return of the Dead type movies. And it went on. Slither was another one. 28 weeks later. Planet Terror, Diary of the Dead, Quarantine. We've seen the movies about the infectious disease to turn people into zombies in science fiction. Even that. We had the Crazies, World War Z, and so Scott's Guide to the Zombie Apocalypse. That was another one that's kind of funny one. But Zombieland was another one, and Zombieland Double Tap. So we've had a plethora of zombie movies ever since 1968 and George Romero's Night of the Living Dead. And it's been going on ever since then, guys. Here's some of the movies from George Romero, the Night of the Living Dead series. There was Dawn of the Dead, Night of the Living Dead, then Dawn of the Dead, Day of the Dead, Land of the Dead, Diary of the Dead, Survival of the Dead, Return of the Living Dead, Return of the Living Dead Part 2, and Return of the Living Dead 3. And that's a whole lot of them right there, guys, in one little series that we've had just from that right there. And next, of course, we have the Resident Evil movies that came out. And that is the original Resident Evil. And there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 Resident Evil movies, ending with Welcome to Raccoon City, where was a reintroduction into this. Now, the whole idea about Raccoon City, above all others, that there was underground facilities going up around the world where these creations were made, manufactured underground facilities, and the idea is they got loose. So that's there, guys. And of course, we sometimes think that this is far-fetched, that there's nothing like this that goes on. We even had TV series. Now, y'all remember The Walking Dead, Fear the Walking Dead, The Walking Dead, Beyond World Beyond, The Last of Us, Black Summer, Z Nation, Kingdom, All of Us Are Dead, Dead Set, a couple of comedy series, Santa Clara Diet, and Ash versus Evil Dead. So there's been quite a few TV shows even made about the idea of zombies going around. And the thing is, guys, there is evidence now coming out and kind of pointing to that this is a real thing, that they are actually have these underground facilities. Remember, we talked about underground facilities before, that they was doing genetic manipulation going on. And I even hinted at, and it kind of showed proof that Jeffrey Epstein was involved in this DNA collection for these experiments going on underground with cloning and everything like that. I did not know as far it went. But evidence now points to that they've been creating genetic manipulation, combining DNA, human DNA, animal DNA, and alien DNA, and actually trying to create zombies, the real thing, like we talked about and everything I've been talking about. In the Night of the Living Dead, they had some kind of reaction going on the ground that went on from a comet that flew over, radioactive fallout from a comet that hit the ground and caused a reaction with something that was already in the ground and caused these zombies to rise. And Return of the Living Dead, 1985, they had an outbreak of chemical toxins that leaked out of a warehouse spilled by careless workers, and it spread a cloud around the world, around the area, and turned people into zombies, and therefore they spread it from there. And so it's like that. So there's been kind of different ones. The thing is, in Return of the Living Dead, they had a chemical that caused this, called the 245 trioxin gas. And the thing about the trioxin gas is, it's a misnomer. Of course, they had to disguise the lingo. Is the 245 is actually an Agent Orange chemical type production that mixes with what they call trioxin, which has been kind of linked to the chemical dioxin, which is sprayed on the ground as a precursor to Agent Orange is, dioxin is applied to the area before the Agent Orange type chemical is applied. Therefore, a layering effect provided by aerosol spray dispersion. What have they been spraying in the skies for the last several years, guys? Dioxins and chemicals like that. And pretty soon, it won't be much longer until they decide to go ahead and spread the Agent Orange type chemical into the atmosphere. And this, guys, I did not want to go down this link right here. I did not look for it, but everything like that. But with everything we've been seeing for the last several years, all the information we've been getting about what they're spraying in air, and what we do know and what we don't know, it's not too hard to imagine what's getting ready to happen next. Because remember, they want to reduce the population down to 500 million. Right now, the population is estimated at almost 9 billion people. The trigger point or tripping point is almost there. It won't be much longer to whatever they're going to do, whether it's a chemical spray, a viral outbreak, a zombie apocalypse, or whatever it's going to be, is going to be upon us. And the thing is, what are you going to do next? Well, who knows? But right there's the layout, guys. Have they been laying out precursor chemicals with the aerosol dispersions that they've been doing around the world? Not only the United States and North America, but in UK, India, the Asian countries, Middle, Far East, even Russia, Ukraine, deserts, tundras, areas except Antarctica is getting sprayed. So what's going to happen next? What are they going to spray chemicals? Y'all notice people are getting angry. You notice people are getting mad. You're starting to bite people. You heard about rabies outbreaks, and they want people not to get it. And you heard about the ticks that's coming out, what might be coming from them. Who knows? Y'all have a groovy day. Do something nice for somebody, but don't bite them. Later, taters.
Attention passengers, we've now reached our destination. We hope you enjoyed the flight and have a nice day.